If you haven't yet seen the film Ford vs. Ferrari, I strongly recommend that you do. It's a fantastic true story of two men portrayed by Christian Bale and Matt Damon in their journey to defeat Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966, all the while pushing through corporate interference from the higher-ups at Ford Motor Company. I was glued to my seat watching the acting duo, with wonderful chemistry deliver both humor and excitement while telling an incredible tale of triumph and humility. Deservingly, the film received 2 Oscars and 2 Oscar nods. So why do I bring this movie up? After all, this is a channel for connoisseurs of luxury, not everyday cinephiles. Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason this film is so pertinent to today's video is it documents one of the greatest achievements in the American automobile industry. For years, the United States have been a significant player in the realm of automobiles, but never so significant when it comes to specifically racing and just plain out going fast. But at the Le Mans in 1966, the United States put their mark on racing history. And in 2020, the boys and girls over at SSC have done precisely that. The SSC, formerly known as the Shelby Supercar Company, has just produced the Tuatara, a vehicle that has been crowned as the new fastest car on the planet, with a barely believable two-way average speed of 316 miles per hour, or 508 kilometers per hour, for anyone outside of the USA, UK, and, well, Liberia, I think. If you're a nature lover, you may know that Tuatara is a small green reptile. These little fellas are known as living fossils, as they are from a once widespread group of reptiles somewhere in between lizards and dinosaurs. But the Tuatara we have our eyeglasses set on today is anything but a fossil. It's a bold, fast, brand spanking new world record setter. The record was set on a 7-mile stretch of Nevada's State Route 10 outside of Las Vegas on October 10th. Indeed, the record-setting run was completed on a public highway rather than a closed circuit in order to cement the fact that the Tuatara will be a street-legal production car and the very fastest of its species. It's the same location where Koenigsegg set its 277.9 miles an hour top speed record back in November of 2017. Before we get too ahead of ourselves and I get fact-checked in the comment section, well, let's first hear a statement from the Guinness Book of World Records. A spokesperson told CNBC that the organization is aware of the recent SSC Tuatara attempt, although Guinness World Records was not present in any capacity and we have not verified this as a new record. He went on to say that to accurately judge and award a record for the fastest production car, Guinness World Records requires each car in contention for the record to undergo the same independent testing, eliminating any margin for error and allowing us to arrive at a fair conclusion in this highly competitive field. So, yes, the jury is still out on this world record, but I think you'll find as we move along that the odds are in the SSC Tuatara's favor. So, how did this American-made vehicle accomplish such an incredible achievement? Well, the SSC Tuatara is a hypercar that weighs just 2,750 pounds. That's about 300 pounds less than a Honda Civic. This beast in cars clothing is powered by a 5.9-liter twin-turbo V8 producing 1,750 horsepower engine. SSC ran in both directions of the highway consecutively, according to the criteria set by Guinness World Records. This is to ensure any discrepancies in wind resistance are accounted for in the determination of the world's fastest car. We don't want any funny business when we start throwing around labels like world record. The Tuatara managed top speeds of 301.07 miles an hour and 331.15 mph. Now, as we move forward in our wonderful discovery of this mysterious horseless carriage, I want you to remember the difference in those two speeds. Interestingly, Jared Shelby, the founder and CEO of SSC, helped design the criteria to validate the world's fastest production car. A little side note, Jared Shelby is not related to Ken Shelby, portrayed by Matt Damon in the aforementioned film, although the two have a whole lot in common, and that both have doned bits for the American automobile industry. In an interview with Bloomberg, Jared Shelby explained, "People may look at the SSC and ask if we belong in the hypercar realm. With such stalwart competitors, this record is so extremely sweet, knowing that our small organization just achieved something that much more established brands, with much larger engineering and development teams, and obviously larger budgets, have not been able to achieve." The onboard video of the 331 miles an hour has been uploaded by Top Gear, with a full documentary of the record-setting run to be released a bit later. I was shocked to find out just how easily the American hypercar manages to hit a top speed of 331, with seemingly no problems to speak of. This outrageous speed is sure to put a few hairs on the chest. This feat inevitably made waves and hurt some feelings over in Europe. The French supercar company Bugatti expressed its intent to not go after the top speed title anymore upon witnessing the devastating Vegas afternoon drive. And unless some supercar companies like Koenigsegg aren't feeling a bit too sneaky, it's safe to say that this world record won't be broken anytime soon. The previous record for the world's fastest production car, dubbed unofficial by some of the more rigorous record standards, was in fact held by the now self-loathing Bugatti out of France. Their Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus managed to be the first to break the 300 miles an hour threshold, but not without a bit of controversy. As I mentioned before, the Tuatara managed top speeds of over 300 miles per hour in both directions on a real road. The Chiron Supersport 300 Plus did achieve over 300 mph, but only drove in one direction. Also, while the Bugatti Chiron is a production car that pretty much any bloke could have used to drop their kids off at school, the upgraded 300 Plus Supersport is believed to have too many modifications for it to be a street-legal car. But all of that doubt and controversy did not stop the French supercar company from cashing in on all of the hype they created. At the 2019 LA Motor Show, the Supersport 300 Plus made a public debut, and it was announced that 30 production-ready vehicles of the car would be sold. Production-ready Chiron Supersport 300 Plus models, meant to be delivered by the summer of 2021, won't share the same top speed as the record-breaking prototype, with Bugatti limiting customer cars to 275 miles per hour. This means that, at the time, the speed racers in the crowd with the right cash had to settle for the Swedish supercar, Koenigsegg's Agera's measly 277.9 miles per hour. I'm sure they managed to make it through those troubling times, though. The production-ready Chiron Supersport 300 Plus is powered by a tuned version of the original car's quad-turbo 8-liter W16 engine, producing 1,578 bhp, around 100 bhp more than any standard. It also comes with a lowered suspension system, updated brakes, and a new set of lightweight magnesium alloy wheels, and a tweaked quad exhibit exhaust system to release all that power. These specs were enough to get car lovers' heartbeats racing, and all 30 of these magnificent vehicles sold like Twinkies when Hostess filed for bankruptcy. Prices for the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus start from a leg-trembling $4.275 million. The Tuatara seems to have the Frenchies' number in that area as well. The world record-holding car sells for a modest $1.9 million. But at that price tag, you're buying much more than just 316 miles per hour. No, the vehicle boasts an immaculate exterior that incorporates smooth curves and small wings in the back and front of the car to improve aerodynamics and add ample aesthetic appeal. The Tuatara's interior is nothing to snooze on either. The gull wing doors reveal an interior of pristine design, leather bucket seats, and a touchscreen digital dashboard that allows the driver to switch between driving modes, such as sport mode for city leisure and track mode for 300 mile per hour fun. So, what we are left with after this marvelous trip into the supercar world is two things. First of all, we are patiently awaiting the official record to be confirmed by Guinness. However, thanks to the methodical steps taken by the SSC, and the fact that Jared Shelby was one of the people to design the criteria of the world's fastest car, it seems like SSC will not be left with the same fate as their French rival in Bugatti. Which leaves me with just one more question about the Tuatara. Where can I buy one? Let me know in the comments section which car you would prefer, the Tuatara, the Bugatti, or the Koenigsegg. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and maybe turn on post notifications. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go get an oil change for my Aston Martin. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, da doodly doo.